Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And I literally mean that today because we have two guests today making their debut from other sides of the world. And boy, am I happy to see those two people. We've got Philly and we've got the incredible Vicario number 001. Ren has made it to Tottenham on tour. How are you, Renhan?
I'm really good, thanks, Brian. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here, making my debut. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to have you. You've been great in the chat ever since I think it was the first Ange management. You have been in the Tottenham on Tour chat all the time, and we thank you for your support.
It's so much fun. It keeps me occupied at work, so thank you. Thanks
Damn right. We like slacking off work too.
There you go. And look, we've done it again. We've done it again, Ben. We've made 2 signings and brought 2 people in before January. That's how you do it. Don't know who I'm talking about there. Who could I possibly be talking about? Philly, how are you, brother?
I'm great, bro. Thanks for having me. Nice to meet you, Ren. Nice to meet you, Ben K. Finally, I'm gonna meet you in person as well, Ben K. So it won't be too long.
That bloody time.
Thank you very much.
How are you, Ben?
Yeah, doing all right. It's Wednesday the 27th. People are starting to go back to work now because Christmas is now officially over. And it's good to be nice and chill and just have a chat for a bit, shall we?
Well, Christmas may be
over.
But
famous home of Levy out.
Damn right. So. Damn right. People may be going to work, but it is Angeball EVE. So we will be talking about a certain game coming up. But there's transfer talk to talk about. But first of all, let's go through as everyone.
Hey,
Ash, good morning.
Ashy.
Shah, good morning to you. I'm not even going to attempt to say your name because I could have 3 billion guesses and I still wouldn't get it right. But good morning or good afternoon to you or evening. Phil, Ben, do it for me. It's too early. I can't do it. Thank you. My dear friend, Ray, you'd had a great Christmas, mate. I hope you did. Phil is, we got Rob R. Green. I'm going to guess Rob. See if I'm right. International Observer. Big up, my brother. Andrew Gregory. Good morning. Hypo Noise. Tigaro. I've got to get back to your email. The wife is going out today, so I will respond to everything. Today is the day I get things done. Good morning, John. I hope you, Maxine, everyone is good. Fran, good morning. Kookaburra is in the house. Mark Swift, if you ever want to come on, mate, you just reach out to me. You're more than welcome. Mark, good morning to you. Spurs GCTV, my man, Junior Mafia, good morning to you, sir. I don't know if you've gone back to work. If you have, you've just finished your shift. Kate, good morning to you. We have Tay Coconut, we have Luke, we have Colin Cross, the man is in the building. Luke, MD, we've got a big crowd in this morning, and of course, the head of the Richarlison fan club, Mr. Craig Sullivan, is in the house. So big up. We can talk about Dane Scarlett. Oh, and Byron's even made it, mate. Missing you too, my brother. I hope you're good. Okay, transfer talks. Transfers. So, first one that I want to talk about, I was just checking things today, and let me just see if I've got the right one up. Is it kind of... No, let's talk about this one. We will talk about this one first. Good old Tottenham. Let's break this down. Tottenham jargon. Tottenham Hotspur are pessimistic, is the new buzzword we can add to the list, of completing the deal for central defender Jean-Claire Todibo to join in the upcoming January transfer window after opening talks with Nice. A new central defender remains the priority. And as we do always, ladies first, Ren, you've seen this for a long time. You know how I feel about a certain person. When you hear this, what do you think?
I hope it's different this time. But I mean, everybody knows what to expect with him, so it's hard for it to be different. Like, it is what it is. I don't see us doing a lot of business at the start of the transfer window. But like, please, I'd be so happy to be wrong. That's fine. I would love to be wrong here.
Yep. First of all, we're just seeing a message. Where was it? I just saw it. There it goes from Andrew Gregory. Yeah, Santa. Christmas is finished. Danny K
on the show, but the problem is he'll be on the show in 9 months.
Yeah,
that's Danny Kiriakou time. Just
basically, yeah. You hear about women having first trimesters, second trimesters, third trimesters.
Yeah.
That's kind of Danny with his appearances on YouTube channels at the moment. Philly, your thoughts on Todibo?
I didn't expect anything else. I'm sorry. Beginning of the month, we start the month, linked with Todibo. We're with this, we're going for that. And then when it comes to the time for the window to open up, you're pessimistic where it's not going to happen. And so you just know you should sit. You just have to be. You have to be with Tottenham. You're never there. You're never down low. You're always in the middle. Because if you are in the middle, it's going to be a long, hard ride for you. Because you know what it's going to be. Every window we link with the star players. Before the window starts, we link with this player who's up here, and then when the window opens, it's the Lloyd Kellys, the low ones, and then you think, exactly.
Ben, what's your thoughts?
This is why I wasn't getting excited. I never get excited. It's I know it's Eeyore, I know it's a bit silly, I know it's this, I know it's that. Oh, Ben's being miserable again. Ben supports Arsenal. Ben's this, that, this. No, because it's just no. What's the point of making myself get worked up over it when it's just gonna stab me in the back again? So, cool. Yeah, correct.
This man is humour all day long.
There's no point in me getting worked up over something that's not going to happen. If it happens, I look like a total moron. I go to the Dead Sea for a nice salt and mud bath. I get smooth skin, and then we get a great centre back. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong and have really soft skin. But if I start getting ridiculously mad about it and then it doesn't happen, not only do I end up right, which I don't like being right, I end up with horribly dry skin and I'm miserable. So be wrong. Be wrong.
Okay, so I'm going to try it. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm doing this, but I'm going to try and play devil's advocate here, which is something that I can't believe I'm actually doing, but we're going to give it a go. I don't think it'll work, but we've already had this one here.
Yeah.
Saying could be niche in a title race, could be that. It could be when you hear pessimistic, it could be, I highly doubt it, it could be that the player doesn't want to come to Spurs in January. Could be. So when we hear pessimistic, I will always say this is Levy doing Levy. I will always say it and always believe it because we've been here, done that. But they're in a title race. United, there's no denying that United will be interested, especially with the link they have. This could be a host of things. I'm trying my hardest to think, okay, this could be just newspaper talk until I'm trying. I'm really trying because what I don't want to do this January is jump on every single goddamn story and go bang. There you go. He's fucking up again. He's fucking. I can't. It's not good for my health.
Right. I'm going to say this to you right now. Yeah. When I look at Todibo, I already said that Man United he'll not really go to Man United more than Tottenham because of the fact that then they need a whole revamp of their defense. I don't think Varane and the manager get on. Ten Hag get on very well. So Varane is on his way out. You've got Maguire, who they want to get out as well. So they're going to be throwing money at defensive options. And so Todibo suits them more. And with the fact that Radcliffe is gone there, it just suits them better. And that's why I always thought that he'd go Man United more than Tottenham. But that doesn't mean that Tottenham don't need to buy a centre back.
Phil, that's exactly where I was going next. With Ren, I'll come to you first, and then obviously to you, Phil. What I want to see from Tottenham, if they're pessimistic and it's not happening, stop going for him. Move on to the next one. Yeah. Right now, we all know we need a central defender. Numero uno target.
Yeah. If Man United are going to go for him, he's more likely to go there. Really, like if they want him, he's more likely to go.
So we've done this before, where we just stay on the same target. Oh, it's on. No, it's off. No, it's off. Now it's on. Now it's on. Now it's off. And then before you know it, it's January the 27th, and we've got 4 days left.
Yeah, we need to send it back too much for that to happen.
So
Can't do it.
exactly,
You
it's got to be moved
Can't
on to the
go
next
Man
one, hasn't
United
it?
and spend well over the odds for a player. Get another player in the same
Thank
bracket.
you. Thank you. You've just reminded me. So, obviously, yesterday I did the update on We Are Tottenham TV with Simeon. Also, just so people know, I spoke to Ben for quite a lot last night. Baby and mother are doing all good. So is Ben. Ben sent me a picture of him and the baby. Ben's aged by about 30 years in about 4 days. He looks exhausted. Exhausted. But talking with Simeon, and then they were saying, could this be Levy trying? It could, if it's Tottenham side. I'm saying it only if this is Tottenham side. Could this be like we normally do, trying to get 2, 3 million, 4 million, whatever it is off the deal, just to save a few pounds? Now, I'm under the impression that surely, right now where we are, we genuinely have Champions League opportunity, without a doubt. Now, I'm no brilliant businessman, but I'm sure qualifying for the Champions League is worth more than 3, 4 million, Ren. Yeah. And I think we've got to the time where people will say, oh, you don't pay asking price straight away. Well, I'll give you Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool, how much do you want? Oh, sorry, Southampton, how much do you want? 75 million? Okay, here's 75 million. Bang. And we all know what he did. If this is the number one target, wouldn't you just pay the money outright? Brendan?
Yeah, well, I think that's the only way we're going to get him. And I think if we have to go like pretty far above what Man United would offer. And people, it's too well known how much we need this centre back. So they're not going to go for anything to save $2 or $3 million. It's worth it, I think, personally. But I'm not paying. I'm not the one paying.
Junior Mafia.
I would if I could, but I can't. Santa wasn't that. Yeah, Santa didn't give me that much money.
There you go. Philly, don't you think that even with Porro, listen, Porro was Sporting Lisbon playing games, us playing games, and then finally we got it done. But we're at a time now where we've done that with Kulu and Bentancur right at the last minute. We've done it with so many people leaving and injured in a few days. We've got to get centre back in quick, haven't we?
Right, I'm going to say this to you, and I said this in the chat, and right. When we signed the managers like Mourinho and Conte, you know what kind of managers they are. They're checkbook managers. Now, we've got a win now. We've now got a project manager here who needs half the budget to buy the players that they had. So Levy's got no excuses whatsoever in not buying the players at the prices that Postecoglou wants them at. So if you want to pay 40 million for a player, go and pay 40 million for a player because you just had a 70 million pound manager who just failed. So you now need to get them players in. There are no excuses whatsoever when it comes to finances. I don't want to hear any of it.
We've got a super chat from David Shear saying, this is my attempt at who's the Sheila in the top right? What a corker. Joke's awesome, Ren. Good day, Pablo and all in chat. Big up, David Cobber.
I have to say, Ren, David is one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. Me and him now speak via WhatsApp regularly.
He's Australian.
But when I told him you were coming on, obviously you had told me about the storms your area's having. I got a full-on weather report. Hope Ren's okay. This is one of the nicest guys. Thankfully, I'm in a position where I get to meet brilliant people like everyone that's here on the panel, in the chat. I speak to loads of you. This is one of the nicest guys you could ever meet, and I've only been speaking to him properly for like 3 days. He is just an absolute diamond. But talking of diamond, I want to go to another diamond with Colin's question. I'm going to answer this first, then I'll go Ben, Phil, Ren. For me, I know where you're coming from, but we've got 2 weeks off, apart from the FA Cup, which gives them 2 weeks to come into the team, 2 weeks to integrate with the team, 2 weeks to train with Ange. I think, as you know, and we speak about it, Colin, Brennan Johnson needed some time to get up to Ange's system, Ange's fitness requirements. Yes, it's not a major rush like last year when we had Manchester City, Arsenal, and vital Premier League games. When you look at the season before, we missed the 2 legs of the Chelsea Carabao Cup. We missed Chelsea in the league, and would have missed the filth if they hadn't had COVID and done a runner. I think this is vital. One of the games we do have is Manchester United, who are now bouncing, or might have new owner bounce, should we say, or new partial owner bounce.
25% owner bounce, you mean? 25%.
Yeah, new 25% owner bounce. So for me, it may not have been as important with Premier League games coming up, but that 2 weeks with the squad and this is the thing, we're all looking at it and say Ange Postecoglou, this is the other big thing. Ange Postecoglou has said that he wants his players in early. We hear all the time that this time it's different. He's learned his lesson. He's going to do right. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. As I said, I don't care how much money we spend. We can bring in 4 loan players in the first week. If we bring in 4 loan players in the first week and it's a defender, left winger, whatever, he's gone early. I will say, well done. You've actually listened to a manager. Now do it again. Now do it again. Now do it again. But I get what you're saying with the Premier League games. Ben, where's your thoughts on this?
There's always a rush. You've got to get your players in day one so he can look after them. Because even though we might get them, there is only the tiny percentage they're going straight into the team. Unless they are Mickey van der Ven quality, they're not going straight into the team. They've got to get used to the climate. They've got to move in. They've got to find a house to live. They've got to get situated mentally. So he's going to need them for at least 1-2 weeks to get them used to the system. You can't just throw players in unless they've come from Celtic where they have played for him and they know what to do. You've got to give them at least a couple of weeks to get situated. But you've got to get defenders in. Otherwise, for the first FA Cup game of the year, which is actually a decent game too, all right, chuck them in. Because we'll play with Eric Dyer. That's a good game to chuck them in because we're going to be playing a weakened side, whoever we're playing, even if we're playing a Premier League opposition, because they're going to say, right, Premier League is most important. If we get to the latter stages of the FA Cup, that's when we start playing our full strength 11. So it's a good time to get them into game mode, into the game day atmosphere, and get them in early. Get them in early.
And I will, before I come to you, Ren, I will say with this, the one thing that worries me as well is Scarlett and Tanganga coming back. Fills me with dread.
What benefit are we going to get from Scarlett coming back right now? If you can't get in the Ipswich team, no disrespect to Ipswich in League 2. If you can't get in the Ipswich team and play readily, then you're not going to have to play for Tottenham. So therefore, he might as well just go on loan again. And he's not ready.
Yep. I mean, Ren, going back to bringing them in early. Yeah. What's your feelings on it? I think
obviously for what Ben said, you need to get them settled. You need to get them, into the system. But also, we need that because we need to see that Levy is going to back Ange. I think that's so important for us as supporters and fans. We are going to judge so much by how he handles his transfer window, and it's just how it is. Like, we know, and we are going to be expecting him to do what Ange has said he wants. And if he doesn't, then we're going to look at it pretty negatively, I think. So I think it's another reason why we need to get it in early. And we just need to, obviously.
I do want to say that Levy sounds so much better in an Australian accent. Levy.
I have to say as well.
How do you say it? Levy?
That is for Brian and I. When people call Daniel Levy Levy, it's nails on a chalkboard.
Did I say that? Did I say that?
No, you didn't. You said Levy, which I love.
Gary Neville says Levy.
Yeah,
and every time he says Levy, I want to smack him in the mouth.
I'm just thinking of the American Pie song in my head.
But you know what it is? It's you look at it, when you look at the chairman's name, it's not like some long Greek name or some Russian or Eastern European name, which is like so hard to pronounce. It's 4 letters.
Yeah.
4 letters.
Levy.
That drives us mental.
But no, the other thing is you hear people say Daniel Levy, Daniel Levy, Daniel Levy, and then somehow it translates to them as Daniel. I will say Daniel Levy to someone, and right back they'll go Daniel Levy, and I'll be like,
I don't think I've ever said his name out loud until just now, honestly, because I just
don't say it 3 times.
That's
Don't
what
say it 3
Come
times.
on,
So thanks
world
for making me
famous
feel really
homes.
self-conscious, Ben. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a different question,
Okay.
but I'm going to just bring up this super chat first of all.
It's about pronouncing someone's
It's
name.
great to hear a real Ren. You're getting the love today. I mean, you're totally deserved. Totally deserved. It's great to hear a real accent on the channel. Big up, Ren. Don't worry, I still love you, Poms too. The great thing with Australia is I know if Ange isn't backed, we've got Australia ready to go to war. So,
Damn right.
so it's good. But the question I wanted to ask you, Phil. Question I wanted to ask you. First of all, Ren, we've got another question for you. What part of Australia are you from?
I'm in Queensland. I'm on the Sunshine Coast where it's a heat wave at the moment. It is like 33 degrees and it's storm season and crazy. Look it up. Have a look at how the storms are wrecking everything at the moment. It's pretty crazy.
I would
yeah,
swap
sunny
your
coast.
weather for this weather any
No.
day of the week.
No?
Any day of the week. Phil, quick. Would you accept this? Because I 100% would accept this. Todibo being signed but staying at Nice until the summer.
Yes, because that would show thinking. I would take that. But we still need a defender in right now because I'm sure that we're going to get more injuries. I'm sure there's defenders in that squad, in the squad that we have now, that are just temporary stopgaps because they don't suit the manager's style of play. So we're going to need to defend. We're going to need defenders pronto.
Yep. Yeah, I've got to just say one thing. John, when I hear this, it always reminds me of a joke Kimber once told me. Why did the see if we get? I know we're done with Christmas cracker jokes, but I'm going to tell a really bad joke. Why did the lion get lost? Because the jungle is massive.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's terrible, bro.
It is brilliant. If you love your drum and bass in your jungle, you'll get that. You'll get that joke. I think that joke that's my kind of humor. It's ridiculous, but brilliant. Okay, next transfer rumor. This only came out literally a couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
Tottenham were serious suitors for Conor Gallagher towards the end of the summer. It is understood that an offer of £50 million would be enough to convince Chelsea to sell in the January window. I'm sure it will, Chelsea. I'm sure it will, 50 million.
Yeah.
Ren, how do you feel about Conor Gallagher?
I just don't think it's going to happen. I haven't really thought about it. I just think it's just ridiculous. I think it's just something that they put out there to kind of like pull the wool over our eyes about other stuff that's going on. Because I just can't see Chelsea selling him to us. Just don't think it's going to happen. He's a good player, but he loves Chelsea and they love him. And it would just be really sad for everybody, or for them, if he comes over to Tottenham. I just think he's going to.
There you go. Before I ask you, Philly, David's come in with another super chat. Thank you very much indeed, kind sir. Queenslanders, Jesus Christ, that's a mouthful for me. Talk slower than us sang groupers.
I'm so lucky.
Gropers.
I'm so happy to be here to correct your Australian stuff you get wrong.
We're such an educational show here.
Gropers. It's groping. Groper.
There we go.
Gropers, mate.
There we go. We are being very, very educational here.
But I don't talk slow. I talk way too fast.
I'm so lucky I've worked with so many Australians and I understand what people are saying.
It is the most chilled out. I don't know if you've ever seen Michael McIntyre talk about when he goes to Australia and he says, compared to London, Australians speak so fast. But when you get to Australia, they're like so chilled and so cool and so relaxed. They talk like on slow-mo. So that's what I always think. But Phil, what's your thoughts on Conor Gallagher?
He's a good player and he's a good box-to-box midfielder. But if it's £50 million Chelsea are asking for, you know it's going to be £60 million, £70 million for Tottenham because they're going to add more money onto it because they know that we're their rival, or what they expect to be our rivals. I don't consider Chelsea to be Tottenham's rival, but they do. So they're going to add more money to it. So I don't really want him, to be honest with you. I'm a player in Europe, man.
We disagree there. Chelsea are my most hated club on the planet. Chelsea despise Tottenham.
Whenever this man wants to come on, we've spoken. Whenever this man wants to come on,
get him on.
And that's an open invitation. Everyone has got me on socials. Ren and Philly can, and people in this chat can say that I'm very responsive. Once I got Ren on Instagram, bang, I will. If anyone wants to come on this show,
Australian takeover. Get the thongs out.
Reach out to me on any socials or whatever it may be. All right. What's our email again?
info@tottenhamontour.com.
There you go. info.tottenhamontour.com at gmail.com. At the moment, we're changing it. It's a bloody mouthful. It's in the description. Email or send me a message via social media. We will get you on, and we are looking at memberships, and there will be a post in the community section today saying what kind of membership shows would you like to see as a member, because we want to make it all about you guys. But Ben, where were you? Sorry, Conor Gallagher.
He's a player that will fit the Ange system. He will fit it. But in the eyes of Chelsea, in the eyes of myself, Chelsea are our biggest rivals in terms of fans. They are our biggest rivals because of history, and we're not going to get into it because it's a long, arduous conversation about me complaining. But Chelsea despise us. If Chelsea sold one of their own, Conor Gallagher, to Tottenham, it would be a riot. There would be a riot amongst the Chelsea fans. They would go mental that a Chelsea boy, and he is a Chelsea boy. It's not like would be like Mason Mount going to Tottenham or a Declan Rice. These are Chelsea fans born and bred. He's not saying hello to me, Lobus. It would be a disaster for them if they sold Gallagher. And Philly's right. It would be 50 million for another club, 70, 80 for us, because they're desperate to get money back because they've wasted money. They are wasting money at the moment. I like Gallagher. I think he's a really good player. But for me, he's not a player we need at the moment because we've got two players that play that box-to-box role. We can play Bentancur there. We can play Sarr there. We can play a few players in that position. We need a number 10. We need someone with a bit of creativity because Giovanni Lo Celso plays one game and he's injured for 3 weeks. So we need players that are going to play that number 10 role, bit of creativity. But there are other players. I'd rather see a Calvin Phillips play in that deep role, or I'd rather see another number 10.
So
that is desperately needed. I agree with that. We do need a number 6. We need a number 6 badly. Because if you have a number 6 here, then you can play 2 midfielders a bit further forward, like Postecoglou did at Celtic. You've got 2 attacking midfielders on both sides, and then you've got exactly what he needs to be able to utilize his system. But we need to get a number 6.
I have to say, and I'm going to say, people say we won't deal with Chelsea and Chelsea won't deal with us. I think what people are forgetting is what better way for Chelsea if they need to raise funds and say, right, we need money to buy players, than overprice a player and sell them to their arch rival. They won't do. Listen, if we went for one of their top stars, they don't want. They won't sell, and same with us. We won't sell to them. But if they're like, you know what, we've got FFP crawling up our backs, we need to clear this books, or we need to clear the playing books. We need money. Let's inflate the price and sell to Tottenham. I think they'd be rubbing their hands and laughing about it. I think Chelsea, if we came in with 50 mil, which I pray to God we don't, because I do not want him anywhere near this football club. I don't see. I honestly, I put a poll out yesterday. I know they're all in different positions, and I said, and I keep saying this: Calvin Phillips, Conor Gallagher, big up Derek, brother, or Morgan Gibbs-White. I'm taking Morgan Gibbs-White every single day over all of them because I actually think Morgan Gibbs-White can convert into a holding midfield. I think Morgan Gibbs-White can play anywhere. I think he's that goddamn good. I don't want Conor Gallagher anywhere near the football club. But the one midfielder, and then I'm going to bring up what Ryan brought up. The one midfielder that looks like he is going out the door, and I don't know if Ellie's in the building, but Pierre looks like he's off.
Yeah.
Pierre looks like, listen,
yeah,
Juventus are now in, but Juventus are apparently, we're after a couple of wingers, and they may want one. If this man goes, which I don't want to, I do not want to happen, at least till the summer, surely we have to get a midfielder in Rennes before he goes out. Yeah. And how do you feel about Pierre Rennes?
I like him. I like the role that he plays. I think he does do better when he comes off the bench. But I think that he's a good squad player, and it's his job. He just takes it seriously, and I like that kind of effort. I like seeing people try. But I mean, I understand why he would leave to get more time. And he doesn't stick around and do the dancing with everybody after the win. You can just see that he does his job, but his heart's not in it like a lot of the other players. So, I mean, good on him. You got to do what you got to do. We just need to get somebody in. That's all. He can go off and get somebody in. That's fine.
So, Phil?
He's limited to me. I'm sorry. I know it's going to hurt Ellie. And no, I agree with Sava on this one. I'm sorry. He is heavily limited. And I saw that in Sissoko. You try, you work hard, he does his job. But to where Tottenham want to go, he's too limited of a player to take us that far. And that's not me bashing him or anything else. But it's just I think that Tottenham need to move on, and we need to be looking at bigger and better players than Emil Højbjerg. Yeah, I think he's taken us as far. Yeah, in a Mourinho and a Conte system, he suited that system. But under Ange, he's too limited to play that system. And I know Spurs fans are looking, thinking, well, we haven't got any better, but so let's just stick with Højbjerg. It's not the answer. It's not the answer anymore. I've seen it too long.
Yeah,
there you go, Ben.
It'll be another Tottenham player that goes to another team and wins a league title, because Juventus are well in the race for a league title at the moment. They're second at the moment. They're a couple of points off Inter, but they've got a very decent side. If they bring in a Højbjerg into the Juventus team, I think they win the league. He absolutely suits what Allegri's trying to do at the moment. He suits that boring dinosaur football. He would go in there like a duck to water. And they've got a very decent team, Juventus, who have got no European football because they got kicked out by because of the financial irregularities and Paratici burning them. I think he'll go down like a house on fire.
But Ben, don't you think that Mourinho might come in for him? Because Mourinho loved him.
When Juventus call you, you go to Juventus. Yeah. It's a much better life. It's a much better city. I think Juventus would be an absolutely brilliant move for him. And that Roma are nowhere near a league title, whereas Juventus look like they're building something again. They've got a few young players, a lot of their younger players like Chiesa. Well, Chiesa's not really young anymore, but Chiesa's now getting back to fitness. They're starting to get some very decent players. And I think Højbjerg would be a brilliant signing for Juventus. And I think if we can get money for him or a loan to buy, I think that would be a good move for both parties. But that would be a shame, because I do like the bloke as a soldier. As a soldier, you can't fault him. Yeah. You can't fault him as a soldier, but he's just not technically good enough to play for a Tottenham team. But he suits Serie A down to the ground. He suits that style of slow football, defensive, front of the back four, intercept, creative player next to you. I think he'd be brilliant there. I think he would be absolutely superb. So it's good for all parties. Let him win.
I think so too.
Yeah.
There we go. Right. So before we move on to Brighton, we've got a couple of questions, or not questions. One thing. This is now official. This is now official. Dane Scarlett is heading back to Tottenham. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm a huge fan of Dane Scarlett. I am a huge fan of Dane Scarlett's. But whether he gets the opportunities, you've got to look at it now. We've now got Valise. You've got Scarlett. You've got Parrott out on loan. You've got Sinsop Bell. There are players coming through. For me, this is 6 months where Ange gets to look at him closely. It's 6 months where Jermaine Defoe will be working with him. And I must say, listen, for a player like Dane Scarlett to work under someone like Jermaine Defoe, he can only improve. There's no physical way he can get worse. But is this our forward sorted for the January window, or is he just coming back to play reserve football, Ren?
I don't know. I don't think it's I hope it's not our forward sorted for the January window, but it will be interesting to see how Ange slots him into the system and how he can utilize his talents and bring out even more talents like he has done with the other players. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. Either way, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Billy?
I'm looking at this and I think I've been seeing some red flags right now.
No.
Son is going to go to the African Cup of Nations coming in January, and that means that we're going to be light of our main striker right now. Richarlison, yeah, I like Richarlison. I don't like Richarlison. I don't like Richarlison, but I see him score 3 goals in the last 3 games. He's going to have to hold it up in January because he's going to be the only senior forward that we have at this club at this moment in time. And Scarlett being back up or rotation option, I can't see it because if you can't hit bang at Ipswich, then he's not going to do anything at Tottenham. And Valise isn't ready yet, and neither is and I can't see any. And Supershot Bell, I don't know about because he needs to go out on loan. Yeah. So you're going to be in some serious trouble come January if they don't sort out the forward line.
Ben, Dane Scarlett.
I think it would be more beneficial for Dane Scarlett to sit on the bench at Ipswich, who are going for a league title, than sitting for a bench at Tottenham, who are trying to get situated with a new manager and a new style of football. I think it would be so much better for him to be around a bunch of lads who are like, come on, let's win a league title. Let's go for it. To get that sort of that winning mentality. Yeah. We're not installing a winning mentality at the moment. What we're trying to do is reinstall a philosophy. We're doing what happens when you have a new bone put in your jaw after your teeth have rotted away. That's what we're doing at the moment. We're drilling away the rotten bone and then putting in a metal bridge to put the brand new teeth in, because we've had 5 years of utter dread, but because we're drinking so much Coca-Cola. Big up Coca-Cola. It would be so much better to be around a bunch of lads who are going to be like encouraging. They're going to be speaking to each other. They're going to have a camaraderie. We're building a bunch of lads. We haven't got a full community yet in that dressing room. We've got a bunch. We've got a spine that's forming, but they're all injured now, and it would be silly. And you can't loan him out again. You can only play for 2 clubs in a calendar year, in a single season. So I think it would be really strange. Personally, that's my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see if Colin says, he actually does train at Tottenham twice a week per the loan agreement. So he is at Tottenham. He is there. The club does see him twice a week. So if he thinks he's ready to come into that team, let's back the manager. Mm-hmm. But I think it's a strange thing. I think it's a strange thing.
Okay, so we've got another super chat. First of all, Ben has said good morning to you now. Everyone, I'm going to put it at the end again. I'll put on my email, both for the channel and me personally. And if you do want to come on this channel, because we want to bring a lot, we want to get more people coming on. People need to know that we don't bite. We all get on, all channels, all people. We speak behind the scenes. It's a wonderful community we have in the chat. It's a wonderful community we have with fellow creators and panelists. So come and join in. It's going to be a big year for Tottenham on tour. So come along for the ride. Right, we've got a super chat in. Jota, throw the kitchen sink at Vlahovic, Todibo, and have Tar as backup, just in case. PS for the 85th time. Tapsoba is not an option. Yeah, Tapsoba is done. But I'll go through this very quickly. Then we'll go. Jota, I think it's done. I think he'll be through the door, and Brian Hill will piss off back to Spain. Vlahovic, I don't think it's the answer. I love him. I love him. At Fiorentina, I loved him. I just don't think he's the answer because he's going to demand huge wages. And I would rather go for Conor Gallagher. No, Conor Gallagher. What the hell am I talking about? Solanke or Cameron Archer is what I meant from. I love Cameron Archer from Sheffield United. I'd rather go down that route than get Vlahovic. Vlahovic may be the answer. Todibo, yep. Tar, I'm hearing great things about, but can't really say much about him. I'm going to leave this up. Ren, where are you feeling, or what are you feeling with those players mentioned?
Well, I personally, I think Ange doesn't really even need good, like he needs footballers, obviously, but I think he more needs somebody that will fit in the system. That's what he's looking for. So I think Jota, obviously, that's a done deal. He knows how he plays. But I genuinely think that Ange is just looking for people who will be a good fit for the club. That's what I think he's looking for more than anything.
Okay, how are you feeling about Vlahovic?
Yeah, I don't really think he's going to come. No,
Philly.
I think that Jota's probably the only one that we will. I think that's pretty much a done deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Philly, where are you on the list?
Right, Jota, I'd say it's a done deal. Vlahovic, yeah, if a club were clever, they would use Juventus' interest in Højbjerg to lower the Vlahovic deal down. If they were clever, they would do that. But I think that Levy wants the money instead. But that's what I would do. Todibo, yeah, you probably get him in summer if he's still there, because I think Man United will get him. And Jonathan Tah, I don't like. He's a good defender. Don't get me wrong. He would be a commanding leader in the back line. Don't get me wrong. But for me, he's just not the type of defender I'm looking at.
Okay. Ben.
So Jota, more likely to get done. More likely to get done after what everyone said. Vlahovic is not happening for two simple reasons. No Champions League football, 350k a week. Not happening. Just gone. Whatever dreams we might have of getting a Dusan Vlahovic, it's not happening. Simple as. It's the same people to say, oh, we're going to go for Lautaro Martinez. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. They want
names. Just saying names. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, this is what happens. We just throw in names under.
Todibo, he's more likely to go to Man United. Seems they've got basically the same owner now. He's more likely because it's just going to be like, hey, Jim. There you go. There's some money. He's giving money to himself. He's giving money to himself. Ben.
Great role playing.
Yeah, it's that. Is Jonathan Tah going to leave a team that's going for a league title against?
Well, not just that. Would they sell us Tah if we wouldn't even get touched over?
It's a different player.
That's what I'm saying. Would that we couldn't even get Leverkusen? Well, I say that we don't know how far we were down. That we will never know. But like you said, I can't see it happening with. Or could you see the player wanting to go?
Top side this year. You don't leave a top side going for a league title to go for Tottenham, who are languishing at the moment. We're getting better, but I would rather go for a league title this year, see where you end up, and if you want to move on in the summer, and then try something new. It's the wrong time to go.
I have to say I hadn't seen him in the chat before this morning. So good morning, Sean. Has Gift Doorbell interest completely died? I don't think, honestly, I think it was just a name that we chucked up in the air. Mm-hmm. And there was never this was what we're going for. This was just a name. He may be a very good player. I think he's a very good player, but I don't think there was any chance of him coming to the summer. And I don't think there's any chance of it happening now. And I think we've moved from Gift Doorbell this summer to that guy at Copenhagen this January. It'll be a different wonder kid every window that we'll just chuck in the air, and we'll see. But you know what? Let's talk. Oh, mate, I bet you're knackered. A 540-mile round trip. I will say that's a short drive here in Canada. That's like, I'm just popping out to get some milk. And probably the same in Australia as well, in all honesty. But yeah, let's have a look. If Scarlett's coming in for Richie, if he's injured, we're in trouble. Yeah, it'll be Valise. I think it'll be Valise. If talking of that, we got Brighton tomorrow, and let's start with Richie because I know Craig and Ray are in the house. So we got I've got we can talk Vicario, because I can't not have Ren on and not talk Vicario afterwards. But I haven't heard. I'm sure it'll come out today with Angie's press conference. I think it's absolutely vital that Richarlison is fit, Ren, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially in the form that he's in. And I have a feeling that he will be okay. I think it was more of a precaution that they took him off. And he's always been a little bit like erring on the side of caution in that kind of thing. So, yeah, I have good feelings. I have good feelings about Richie being A-okay.
Okay, if he's A-okay, are we going to see the pigeon dance tomorrow?
Yeah, I do it every time he scores. I'm like just in my afternoon. Yeah, kids love it.
My table do it in synchronization around the table at the Scotland Yard, so I'm looking forward to doing it. I might get it recorded tomorrow. I might get it recorded.
Do it.
Philly, what's your thoughts on Richarlison being fit and him playing?
I must behave. Before I start, I must behave. Right.
Yes, because Ray and
Oh.
Craig are in the chat.
Because, mate, I can't stand Richarlison. I'm not gonna lie. I can't stand Richarlison. He's a purple patch player, right? And he's scoring goals at the moment. Fair play to him. Score as many goals as you want. I hope that raises your transfer fee when we sell you, please, because I don't like you.
Harsh.
There you go. Everyone's got their opinion. I mean, where are you, Ben, on Richie?
Well, they finally figured out how to get him to score goals. So hopefully that's a sign of good things to come, because he's a very simple player. He's a limited player, but he's a very simple player. Give him the ball in the 18-yard box and he'll stick it in the back of the net. And that's exactly the sort of player Ange needs for his system. The sacrificial lamb, as people like to call it. He's the guy that goes after the centre-backs, as a bit of a rough and tumble, and that creates space for everyone else. So I like a Richie in the team because he's got a bit about him. He's got a bit of aggression. So he doesn't have to be the greatest player on the planet. He just needs to occupy space. But when he gets that ball in that sort of goal mouth area, he is deadly. But just give it to him on a plate, stick it in the back of the net. And as long as we use that, and as long as we start saying, Richarlison is not Harry Kane, he's not Jimmy Greaves, he's not Dimitar Berbatov, he is a tap-in merchant. And that's exactly what an Ange system needs. So use it. Hit balls into him at 100 miles an hour on his head. He will stick it in the back of the net. That is what he's good at. So just use that and he will score goals. And we don't need him to get 25, 30 goals. We need him to get 15-ish, 12, 15. That's a good return for a striker.
Yeah, Ben, how many times have you hit that? How many times in Richarlison's career has Richarlison hit 15 goals? He hasn't hit 15 goals that often.
The most he scored is 13. But I think in this
system, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, he's nearly there.
I'm gonna have to come in. I'm literally this blasphemy, Ben. Blasphemy from you. Listen, I think Richarlison. You look at it. The type of goals he scores. He's not going to be a Berbatov kind of goal scorer, a Harry Kane kind of goal scorer, who can score from anywhere at any time. But his work rate and what he does for the team has been incredible. And this is the thing. I think he can be more than that. And we've seen it. Listen, a lot of people have been saying he's back from injury now. His mental health, personal issues have been addressed, or he's dealing with, which is fantastic. And that's why he's informed. But also, he's playing with a team now that have got players in the right position.
Yeah.
They're not saying, okay, Richarlison, we need you at left wing. Go do this and do all that. Or we're going to move you over here. We're going to put you there. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. He's playing in a settled team that know how to play Angeball. You just got to look. I'll give you the Everton goal that he scored. That ball from Brennan Johnson, I guarantee you, last season, A, he's not in that place.
Yeah.
B, he tries and takes an extra touch. Or C, he puts it wide or skies it.
Yeah.
But because he's playing regularly now with the right players around him, the confidence is going through him.
Yeah.
And I literally think now, I think he can get 15 goals this season. I think he can get 15 plus. But that's if he stays fit. That's if we continue. There's so many years, but maybe.
Yeah, that's the one.
You got to remember.
No, Brian.
Let me just after this.
He will.
Once Maddison is back as well, if he can get, like we know, Sonny and Maddison, I think is good enough to get a relationship with anyone.
Yeah.
If Maddison and him can click, then we're talking complete change this story ridiculously, because then you're going to have a predator. Ren, for you, who are key for Tottenham tomorrow?
Vicario for sure.
Damn right.
Well, let's have some Vicario. Listen,
part of the goalkeeper union over here. So I think the goalkeeper is always the most important player on the pitch. Always. And then hopefully Romero is okay with the hamstring. I'd love to Kulu. He's just been so strong. I love watching him just like kind of muscle players off the ball. Everybody, I don't know. Having Destiny back, that is going to be a huge, bonus for us. I think we really didn't. Well, we had like one of our normal backline player towards the end of Everton. So if we had like even two back of our normal backline, that'd be great. But if we've got Vicario in, probably going to win.
No. See, I mean, this woman is with James Flower, Johnny, and Ryan. There's obviously we all love Vicario. We all love Vicario. He has become a cult hero. I will tell you now, this one above me here is like night and day above anyone. I've even seen her making Vicario-esque saves on her Instagram. Incredible goalkeeping technique you have, Ren. Incredible goalkeeping technique. Phil, who are you looking at as vital people tomorrow?
I'm looking at Vicario. And yes, I was a defender of Vicario early on in the season, and I still am. When people were slating him, you haven't seen anything of him. Bro, in 1990, we bought a goalkeeper from Mulder called Eric Torsfoot. No one had heard from him either. But guess what? He won the FA Cup with Tottenham Hotspurs. So he doesn't need to be a big name goalkeeper to do something. Right. And the other person here is Kulu. Kulu in the centre means that he can go left or right, and he can confuse the defenders on which way he's going to go. Right, he doesn't need his pace when he's in the middle because he's already got the thought of imagination in his mindset which way he's going to go, so he can just play it methodically. That's why I wanted him in the centre and not on the wing. In the wing, he hasn't got the pace for it, but in the centre, if he does play there tomorrow, I want to see it.
There you go, and Ben, vital players for tomorrow.
Vital players for Tottenham are the fullbacks because they. I don't know if Matoma's fit at the moment, but if he is fit, we're going to have to mark him out of the game because he is a superstar, that boy. I'm not sure if he's fit. Brighton are not that great this year. I don't know if it's because of injuries. Maybe De Zerbi's got a bit too big for his boots and he thinks he's a god. I think we can bully Brighton in the middle of the park. I think they're lacking they're lacking what they had last season. In terms of passes on the ball.
But Ben, when you look at Brighton, you have to remember that their midfield was devastated in the summer because they sold Todibo to Chelsea and they also sold the player to Liverpool as well. So that was two of their major stars. Yeah, McAllister went to Liverpool and Salcedo went to Chelsea, and that was two major players in their midfield. So they had to revamp their whole midfield again. Like Liverpool did. They had to revamp their midfield. So that's going to take time to implement anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, very quickly. Sorry, Ben. I just want to clear something up. I need some Australian translation from you, Ren. We've got another super chat in. What the fuck? Where is the strip cover? What the hell is he talking about?
It's in my cupboard, but it's too hot, and I couldn't have my fan on because it was going to interfere with my mic.
This is your team kit.
The strip. Okay, all right. Yeah. I was like, what the hell was he talking? I was being very, very careful here.
I speak Australian, mate.
I was like, that has got to be some kind of Australian because that's not this type of shirt. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Sorry, Ben. Thank you.
I'm wearing that in the season. That's my shirt that I'm going to be wearing.
That's
I'm going to wear it.
I was like, what the hell?
I asked the treasurer, and she is the #1 Spurs supporter. That's how I got to follow Spurs. It's because of her. And she's like, yeah, you can do it. So I'm doing it. Yeah.
There you go. Back to you, Ben.
I think we'll bully Brighton tomorrow. I think we'll bully them. I think with Romero back, which is what Mia has said in the chat, I think we'll be all right. I think we might not necessarily pass them off the planets because we've still got Ollie Skip in midfield, and I think he will start again tomorrow because of his work rate. But I think we're in a good place. As long as we've got those fullbacks and Romero, I think we'll be good. Vicario goes without saying, the man's a god. And I said it at the end of last game after some of the saves he was making. It was like a magnet attracting a massive Ferris ball. It was like just every single time he put his ball touches it was like it was the center of the sun. But I think we can tonk Brighton tomorrow. If we get that ball forward quickly and accurately, I think we can really hurt them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly summarise, then I'm gonna ask one more question. We'll wrap up. But first, we've got a super chat, and again, Ren would appreciate this tune for Vic. Australian crawl. Errol. Again, this is I've got no idea. This is
Well, it's not Errol Flynn. It's about Errol Flynn because he is Australian.
Okay.
But I don't really know. I'm sure I know the song if I heard it because Australian Crawl.
There you go. I think we need subtitles. We need English subtitles because this has been an Australian takeover, which I have loved. But
Got to sing some sluts, bros.
I also there's two questions or one question we're going to do, but I'll give my thingy first. But first of all, you know when you say to people when you put a bet on and you go easy money, there's been a comment here, and I just want to say easy food, because Ryan Isaac's my brother, who loses every single bet with me apart from one he's lost. Has said like stupid again. So I'm saying this now, and in capitals, we are not signing Jota. Now, I know for a fact that come transfer deadline day, Ryan Isaacs will be sitting right next to me here in Toronto. And this has got Popeyes written all over it, brother.
Yeah.
So accept the bet, say yes, Popeyes bet on or no. Because I smell a Popeyes. I'm hungry. I want a Popeyes. Right.
For me,
I missed that here. I'm sorry, bro. I missed Popeyes, brother. I want America for Popeyes.
Honestly, I haven't had Popeyes.
You are saying blaspheme. Gravy goes on basically anything.
Yeah, gravy on chips that's the staple here at our football clubs.
Damn right.
It's a staple here with a poutine.
Poutine.
Damn right. You're on the wrong show, mate. Wrong show.
You're wrong.
Right. Final question. Actually, no. The one thing I was going to say, because I'm now with Okay, bets on, mate. Bets on. We will have. We'll go live with him buying the Popeyes for me. We'll go live for that. It's on. Bit high nipping. I'm going to say it every single game now because he's getting Brennan Johnson.
Yeah.
Brennan Johnson for a goal or an assist tomorrow, for sure. I think this guy's coming under a lot of criticism that he doesn't deserve.
Yeah. I don't know why. I have no idea why he's copying so much flack.
I'm not standing for it now. Like people have started going for certain players. I'm not having this with Brennan Johnson. And yeah,
it's like a little injured bird that you just want to like nurse back to health, especially with the bandage on. You're just like, don't be mean to Brennan Johnson.
Exactly. So final question. Actually, it's two-part, Ren. Your midfield three, because Daniela, God bless Daniela. I want Lo Celso to start over Skip tomorrow. So I want your midfield three and your prediction for tomorrow.
Well, okay, prediction. I reckon 3-1. And it will be like a weird kind of deflected goal that Vicario had nothing to do with. Like it's not his fault. That's what I feel. And the midfield three, well, Kulu, Skip, and I don't know, maybe a Son out wide, I think. Okay.
So before we go anywhere, Ash, you didn't need to put a super chat in for that, but I appreciate it. Me, I think Jota is coming. Ryan in caps lock. So I might go take a screenshot of that and then actually, good idea. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Screenshot that, and then when it happens, tag Ryan, as he does with any picture of Cucurella that comes up for me. So payback's a bitch. Billy, your midfield three and your prediction.
I'd play Skip as the 6 because he's limited. I'm sorry, so I'd play him as the 6. I'd play Sarr as the 8. And I'd play Kulu as the 10 because but that's the options that we have, so it is what it is. Okay. That's how I would play.
Prediction?
I can
prediction.
Yeah.
I expect Spurs to win 2, maybe 3-0 or 3-1. Okay. I expect them to win.
I reckon it'll be 3-1.
There you go. Go on, Ben.
I concur with Philly. Same midfield, Sarr, Skip, and Kulusevski. Bully them off the ball, outrun them. 3-1. I think 3-1's a good scoreline for us.
3-1 has become my new scoreline, and you've all taken it. I'm going to be different. I am going to say I think he's going to take the exact same team. If Romero's fit, exact same team as what started Everton. And because you guys have all said 3-0, I'm either going to go 3-1. I don't have to go 3-0 or 4-1. You've put me in an uncomfortable position. That's my statement.
I just go with that. us. You don't need to be different.
No, I'm going to be different. I'm going to be
Hey.
different.
Why do you like 3-1, brother? Out of curiosity, why do you like 3-1, brother?
I don't know. I don't know because I just think
could it be the FA Cup semi-final where we beat Arsenal 3-1?
It could be that, but it could be that I know we're going to score.
Right,
It could be that I know we're going to score, but without Van der Ven and Romero together, you just know there's a chance of conceding. I'm going 4-0. I'm going big. I'm going big. 4-0 Tottenham. Right, let's just see. I'm going 4-0 Tottenham. I'm going 4-0. John's going bigger than me. See, me and Sean are just literally on the same. Honestly, it's like we were separated at birth when it comes to talking about Spurs. It's like we are singing from the same. Oh, Jesus. Ryan, your language. I hate it when he uses these words. Ryan, listen, I'm going to have to count the slaps that he's getting. He's getting a slapometer. But also, before we go round and say where people can find us and whatever, just remember, in capitals, Popeye's incoming for Daigle. Ren, listen, darling, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on, the first of many. Where can people find you if they want to find you?
Well, really, the one place that I am is in the chat. So if you want to see me, I'll be in the Tottenham on Tour chat. And yeah, that's the only place I ever am.
So there you go. Look at that exclusive, only in the Tottenham Tour chat. Although she does get onto other channels chats as well.
Yeah,
every time I go on a channel, like I do when I'm perusing, or you start seeing the names, and I always see you. You're a tremendous support of all the channels, and thank you for coming on, Ren. It's been incredible. Philly, brother, where can people find you?
Right, first of all, big up Kate Rickman in the chat, but you'll find me in the chat of this show because this is and my home show, which is Sava. You'll find me in that chat. And every now and then in everybody else's chat when I'm not at work. But big up to everybody. Thank you for having me on. Honored.
Pleasure, brother.
Brian Daigle.
Pleasure, brother.
Mr. Ron Till.
I do what I say on the tin. Damn right. Damn right. Just before I go, just let people know, it's been in the pipe work for ages, but come January, depending on transfer window, the Tottenham on Tour Levy Out t-shirts will be out. The design is done. It's locked in. They are coming. We will announce when and show you where you can find them, but they are coming. Ben, where can people find you, brother?
Usual places. Coffee Company is on hiatus at the moment, but we might be popping up a couple of times this week if we're bored. That's what we like to do. But having a bit of a deserved coffee break. Even the coffee man needs a coffee break. But yeah, find us on Tottenham on Tour, the world famous home of Levy Out. Every morning with you, Brian, this week, I think, just to chill out. We have some wonderful shows coming up. We have Rez starting his new program in January on a Thursday night. We cannot tell you what it is at the moment because we haven't fully come up with it because it's Tottenham on Tour, the world famous home of Levy Out. We're too busy doing that to really think of anything. But we've got great plans for new shows. I've got some ideas for shows for Tottenham on Tour as well. And you will see Mr. Daigle with Alex at some point.
Me and Alex Davies.
And the Daigle are going head to head with some rather unusual takes.
Yeah,
so at some point, it's going to be hilarious.
I've got to confirm the date with Mr. Box Office, but I'm going to let him go nuts and get his views out, and then we're going to discuss them. This is going to be electric. Hopefully, the big news this week is hopefully Johnny has passed his fitness test.
Yeah,
and we'll be back on Anger Management with fly reports, his health report. He has been sorely missed on this channel. He's a great part of the channel. And yeah, he'll be back soon. And like Ben said, there are loads and loads and loads of shows coming up from us. You two are getting a load of love. They will be back on this show whenever they want.
We got to get more Australians.
My voice. I'm keeping my voice very, very. Because it's 4:00 in the morning here, and I don't really want an angry wife and mother-in-law. But I've got to save my voice for when it matters. Like a singer when they go to a concert, they need to rest their voice.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be doing for the next few days, apart from when I'm at the Scotland Yard. But Ben, as you say goodbye, what do you say?
Anyone got any catchphrases? You got a catchphrase?
Merry
Red?
Christmas to all.
There we go.
Merry
That's
Christmas to all, and to all a good night from me.
Ren.
Crikey.
Crikey.
Straight to the point. One word. Bang.
I got to finish it. It's a good night for me, and it's a good night from him. And, and as always, if you smell what the cough is brewing, take it away, Aki.
And as always, Levy out. Tottenham